Hey now, PD Grizz here. Still a little under the weather. My voice is still really fouled up, but I'm going to do it anyway because I got such a cool knife today. Oh my God. I'm so happy to have this one. It's been a long time coming, but I finally get to check it out. First of all, let's talk about 84 millimeter models. 84 millimeters are some of my favorite Swiss Army knives. I just think they're just the perfect size for daily carry. And this is the knife that really got me infatuated with them. This is like my first true treasure find. This is an early 60s small Huntsman. It's got the bail. It's got the tweezers. It's got the toothpick, of course, all that good stuff. But man, you get a 4-layer with your scissors, with the original spring still intact. This one's absolutely mint. And what's super cool about this is the polished saw blade with angled teeth, which in the mid-60s, they went to a brushed saw blade with straight teeth. And I've got a number of them. I've got my Cadet X, which is a mod. This one's made with 91 millimeter scissors that were cut down. It has brass liners. We've got this one, which is a complete custom resto build or whatever, my Caddy Jack, where I added a saw blade to an old broken golfer, and I gave it the old exposed rivet treatment. I think that's super cool. Then another cool one I've got is this early Craftsman, also known as the Artisan. So basically your same 4 layers as a Huntsman, except it has the cool back Phillips with the file. They all got the Victoria blades on them. Love that stamp. But the knife du jour is one I've been looking forward to for a very long time, and I finally get to check one out. That is the Master Craftsman Small, the only 5-layer 84 millimeter knife they ever made, and they only made them for a brief time. They may have made them as early as 1952, although I suspect these came out a little later than like the Champ and the Fisherman and such. But they certainly stopped making them by the mid-70s, 76 or so. And this is one of the later ones, a 70s model, so it's got a key ring. Has no fine screwdrivers or anything like that. Just a aluminum tip tweezers. Old plastic toothpick. Bong bong. We've got the square Phillips. This time it has no file and it has no can key. I don't really like the can key. I don't need that. And also it just weakens the screwdriver having a split right down the point. I've seen a few of them with part of it broken off from where they've been torqued on too hard. Got that reamer. Bickety bow. Love the old reamer. Then up here, notice it has a stainless steel shield. So this is certainly after, 73, 74, when they started going to a stainless steel shield instead of nickel silver. Bam, we got the cap lifter. No half stop. Still has, it's still carried on with the sharpened edge for a little bit at this time. So we still had the sharpened edge for cable stripping. Of course, it's got the stripping notch. We've got a little tiny can opener with a little tiny flathead or 2D Phillips. Bam. Good action on this guy. Next up, we've got the elusive 84 millimeter file. This is hard to find. As far as I know, it was only available on 2 models. Actually 3. There was the or the Master Craftsman Small, Mountaineer Small, which are uber rare, and I think it was like a small Grand Prix or something. They did make an 84 millimeter automobile or Grand Prix that had this file too. So that's super cool. Notice that it doesn't have the cleaning tip. The file work goes all the way up to the end. It does have this little spot so it doesn't tear up the rest it sits on, but it still has the metal saw. Excellent. Then we've got the wood saw. And of course, by now it's a brushed finished wood saw that somebody's tried to polish, but yeah, it's still brushed finished. Straight teeth, great little saw. Then we've got those luscious 84 millimeter skizzers. Oh yeah, love them. Love how they have this tight joint here. 91 millimeters. They quickly went to this kind of setup. So you can see the fitment is not nearly as tight on the 91. And then of course, we've got a clip blade, bam, and a main blade, biggity bow. And this is a cool one too, especially because it has the Hoffritz branding. Hoffritz Switzerland stainless, Victoria Officier. Very cool. And Hoffritz was one of the last places to sell these Master Craftsmen, so this might be one of the last ones that was ever made. So that's super cool. And the 84 millimeter size is still my favorite size. I mean, it's just that little 1/4 inch difference or so, 1/4 inch, 3/8 difference between that and a 91 is just great. But I have noticed I've been carrying this big boy lately, and it makes the 84s feel really small when I carry them, because this is probably a 110 millimeter knife or something like that. It's a big boy. Yeah, it's like a full 3/4 inches longer than that. That's probably a 4 3/4 inch knife or something like that. But man, the Master Craftsman is the ultimate 84 millimeter model. Cool story. I don't know if I told this when I did this knife the first time around, but this knife was originally a Master Craftsman. The file was completely broken off of it, so I sent it to Victorinox. I wasn't going to be able to find a file to donate to it, and at the time my skills of building weren't that great, so I sent it to Victorinox. They sent it to Switzerland, and they had it for a long time, and they finally decided they could not source the file. They couldn't make a file. They just couldn't make it work properly. So what they offered to do was to take that layer out and make it this. And it makes it pretty unique because the artisan didn't come with a bail. So if you want to call this an artisan, it's the only artisan probably on earth that has a bail. But more importantly, you might consider it a Craftsman, because this is from the early part of the 60s with that. And they do have a catalog listing for a 136K Craftsman, which may have had a bail. So if that's true, then this is still a super rare knife. And Craftsman's a name they've used so many times, it's just as soon as you say Craftsman, you got to say which kind, because they've used it on at least 4 different models that I'm aware of. But man, this Master Craftsman, this is a real user here. This is just something that's great for carry. It's small and compact, but it still has all that utility in it. The wood saw, the metal file, the skizzers. It's just a great little knife, and it's so cool that I was able to check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Victorinox out.